What's up, guys? I wanted to do a quick little FAQ video on the new 8bitdo M30 controller. I was really curious about this controller, tempted to buy it, but there were a few things I was wondering about that nobody really addressed. All these big YouTube channels, they showed the controller off, but they didn't really talk about the construction, how it handles fighting games, you know, D-pad movement, just how it feels overall. All they really did was say, it works with a Switch, it works with this, it works with that, but they didn't really talk about how the actual controller feels. And they would show gameplay, but it would be really generic shit like Mario, Mario Brothers or something. So I wanted to address those questions because I'm sure there are other people out there that were wondering the same things I did. So you're also going to see some gameplay footage demonstrating how this thing works as well. You'll see both my hand and the controller in the frame as well as the gameplay. But first, let's go over the ask questions. So the first thing is the D-pad mushy or clicky? How does it feel? How does it compare to the original Genesis 6-button controller? Well, I'm happy to report this thing actually feels damn near identical to a Saturn D-pad, actually. It's not too clicky, not too mushy, it's just right. You can really feel every button press in this thing. It is super accurate, and it's not wobbly at all. In comparison, this is a good controller, obviously. I don't know if it's just from years of use, but this is much more wobbly and just feels a little less accurate compared to this. So I actually prefer the 8bitdo over the original, believe it or not. Next question is, how do the button membranes feel? So like if you're, let's say for example, you're playing Mega Man or Metal Slug or something, you need to be able to fire fast when you want. So on a lot of controllers, especially say like an Xbox controller or even this Genesis controller, you'll see if I do this, it takes a little more effort on this controller. You can still do it, but sometimes you may slip up and just go, and you don't let the membrane up, but it's still pretty good. And same with the Xbox controller. This is actually a son of a bitch to play Mega Man with, because I don't know if it's the membranes or the way these buttons are set up, but I don't know, it just feels like it takes a lot more effort to do. Now, 8bitdo controller, however, as you can see, much more consistent, much faster. Really springy membranes. Very good. And next question, are there any misfires? So far, no. I just got this controller today, so I'll follow up with an update video if I have any problems with this controller, but so far, none at all. Any misfires I have is just my fault for being sloppy, but if you want this thing to throw a Hadouken or any kind of half circle move, it'll do it, and it'll do it every time. No issues there whatsoever. Can it do quarter circle, half circle? Again, it just feels natural. It's effortless pretty much. You could feel every single button press no matter what. It's very nice. So how's it feel in the hand? I'm going to compare it to this controller. Once again, I actually slightly prefer the 8bitdo to the original controller. Still love this controller to death, but I'm sorry, this is just a little bit nicer. So here's like a 360 view of it. Okay, and it's got that curve that the Genesis controllers have. It's a little bit deeper of a curve, but it just feels super nice in the hand. There's nothing obstructing you. Stuff like this is nice and all, it really molds to your hand, but I don't know, I just kind of prefer a little more simpler design, just personally. But yeah, this feels very nice, nothing in your way, there's no awkwardness to it, it just feels natural. And then, just to compare, you got your 6-button controller, so you got that curvature there. Yeah, it's very similar. Once again though, I actually think this is just ever so slightly more comfortable than this. Just overall, the way it feels in the hand, the way it handles everything. And now the next question is there any lag? I cannot detect any. You'll see in the video, you can't really see any lag. I'll show you here in just a sec. What's the range of it? That's another question. Well, I took this on the complete opposite side of my apartment. So from this bedroom here, all the way into the living room, complete opposite side of the place. And it was still picking up. I could still hear my speakers and the game running anytime I would hit a button or something. So I don't know the exact footage, but it's far. So you don't have to worry about range, you're good there. How easy is it to set up? You have a very easy to use instruction manual here. It's very simple. It's about like any other 8bitdo controller if you've ever had one. So it shows you specifically switch, you know, analog input, Windows, whatever. And I've only used it with Windows so far, but literally you just hold Start, X, and then go to your Bluetooth settings. It'll see it right away. You just pair it up. And that's it, really. So final thoughts on this. Honestly, I've owned, I swear to God, like 30, 40 controllers total. I've owned a stupid amount of controllers, and honestly, this is one of my favorites, if not my favorite, period. This is great for retro gaming, great for fighting games especially. Honestly, this is probably the best controller you can get for fighting games right now without getting an arcade stick. It is super accurate and it just feels great. So I'm going to show some gameplay now, demonstrating each of these points that I just spoke on, and you'll see how it works. So first thing I'm touching on is their input lag. I can't detect any. So just to demonstrate, I apologize for the crappy lighting, but as you can see, seamless, pretty much. Let's start up Mortal Kombat. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so once again, I can't detect any. Here's my hand. Watch the cursor as I click it. I can't really detect any at all. Let's go into some gameplay. I'll demonstrate some quarter circle type stuff. First try. See, first try. Every time. Another thing that's nice as well is the way these buttons are laid out and curved. It is really easy to, say, hit your thumb on two buttons at the same time, either direction, either up and down this way or this way. And that's a good thing, because if you're playing something like Marvel vs. Capcom or something like that, where you got to tag your teammate or whatever, just, or do one of those super combos, just very easy. So back to this though. As you can see, seamless pretty much. I mean, let's actually do some gameplay worth of shit and not get my ass kicked. Okay. So yeah, no problem there. Let's do another game. You know what, how about Dark Stalkers or Vampire Savior, whatever. Very responsive game. If there's any kind of misfires, you'll detect it in this. And I'm also going to demonstrate once again input lag if there is any. Okay, so watch the cursor. None whatsoever. At least not that I'm feeling. Okay, let's just pick Dimitri. So I'm going to do some quarter circles again, his version of the Hadouken or whatever. You have to be pretty quick on this game, but so far, no misfires at all. Pretty much every time I try to do something like that, it's totally fine. Here's one of his super combos. Again, super easy. Easy as hell. It just feels effortless. You don't really have to fight with a controller. You just pick the thing up and you play. I can't stress enough just how good this controller is and how seamless it is. As you can see, quarter circles, things like that, no problem. I'm hitting them every time I try, just about, unless I screw up myself. But yeah. And as you can see, no input lag. So yeah, I'm probably going to suck because I'm trying to keep my hand in the frame here, but so I'm going to show you the simultaneous button press where you do that number there. Okay. Once again, effortless pretty much. Easy. No issues. A little 10-hit combo or whatever that I screwed up. But yeah, so there's Tekken. And as far as the membranes, the springiness of the membranes, let's show you Metal Slug. So the little bit I was talking about where if you need to be able to fire fast, if you're playing Mega Man or Metal Slug or just something similar like that, you can do it with this controller easily. Pay attention to my hand here. No problem. See there? So yeah, no issues whatsoever there. Last thing to drive the point home, here are some Hadoukens for you. As you can see, no problem. I'm missing a few, but that's my fault. See? Consistency. No problem. One thing I forgot to touch on, here's how easy it is to get it to pair up. Once you have it set up in Windows, or really any device, right now, this controller's off. You literally just hold the start button down, you'll see that LED come on, you're good. As you can see, it's working again. Final thoughts, this thing rocks. It's only, I think, 30 bucks, and if you have Amazon Prime, free shipping, 2-day shipping. And apparently they deliver on Sunday, because it's Sunday and I got it. I did not know that they can do that, but yeah. So yeah, I love this thing. I'm also going to get the new Retrobit wireless Saturn controller, because that's my favorite controller of all time, is the Saturn. But if I do run into any issues with this controller, I will make a follow-up video, and if you have any additional questions, leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer. Thanks, and thanks for watching.